seen all kinds of stuff in this part of the neighborhood. I've seen people laying in the back alley. We had 2 people laying in our back alley. Had a man shot over there by that house down there, that gray house. Man, you name it, I've seen it, you know.
But now, when it's that close to your doorstep, what do you do? How do you protect your family?
I hit the floor. I just lay on the floor and I have to protect my family any way I can.
Out getting a burger, the next thing I know I was shot. And just been going away there since then. My stomach and the abdomen, they would say. I still be having problems and stuff, so that's the little thing. Bullets they say bullets supposed to be popping out right now, so I'm just going with the punches. My little brother just got shot yesterday.
Yesterday?
Yeah, last night. That's why they call it Killer City. Anybody can die.
Right on.
Kids, everybody. It ain't nobody safe. In your house ain't safe. Church ain't safe. Ain't nowhere safe. So. But you know, just tell your people you love them.
And we were woken up by our screams and cries of the kids. We jumped up. I walked in the living room, and my son was hit. My son was the first one hit. He was shot in the head. And we, at that point, we didn't even realize my nephew was shot. But, you know, then I hear a cry from my nephew screaming that his brother saying, auntie, something wrong with Jaden. And that's when I realized my nephew was shot as well. My innocent son and nephew was killed due to gun violence and the reckless act of somebody else and somebody else's mistakes or mess-ups.
I was part of the murder rate. I also got a few murders under my belt. I've been convicted of.
You've been convicted of murder?
That's what I have.
How many years did you serve?
First one was 7. Second one was 5.
Now, brother, you in this camera telling Kansas City you killed somebody.
Damn right.
Why
don't do it.
There you go.
Think, breathe, walk away, do what you can. You don't want that on your. It stops you from your lifestyle. Everything's go wrong. Nothing good's come out of it. Nothing good come out of it.
Our 2 most cherished institutions are being destroyed, the family and the village. Here in Kansas City and across Black America, we must take positive actions to remove the conditions of poverty and injustice. Somehow this madness and violence must cease. Martin Luther King once said, "We can no longer worship the God of hate or bow down before the altar of retaliation."
Me and my bro, when we walk down the street, we literally have to watch our backs. Every time we walk around the corners, we gotta watch our backs for the simple fact that shit that we did that we know wasn't right could always come back on you, and the nigga's always there to get back at you. I don't care how far. It could be a couple years down. It could be a couple years down the line. I'm doing, like, me personally, I'm going through some shit like that right now, where I always have to watch my back because of some dumb shit that I did back then that I had to do. You feel me? It's like, even though people may think it's dumb, or people may think that, you know, you don't have to do this shit, a lot of this shit you have to do because it's
survival.
Survival. It's not only like, all right, it's not only a personal choice, but half the time you born into this shit. Like, I wasn't born with no silver spoon in my mouth. None of my family members are rich. You feel me? I can't go across town to where the lawyers and the judges live, and I can just sit there and have a conversation with them.
What do we need down here in the murder factory?
You know, we need jobs, man. We need more uplifting, you know what I'm saying? Just more stuff to do for the youth, keep us at the streets, you know what I'm saying? That's what we need, you know what I'm saying, for us to do better, you know what I'm saying, and a better positive role model, you know, that's what we need.
It could be in part of, you know, economic disparity in neighborhoods where you have a lack of jobs, you know, because down here we barely have any jobs.
So I don't like to use the excuse that crime is the reason we're not moving forward. There are other reasons we're not moving forward. There's economic redlining in this area. It is profound, it exists, it is created to keep these conditions as the way they are, which is why some of these neighborhoods have not changed the way they look in over 30, 40 years. In Kansas City, we have the 5th most segregated city economically in the country. That's a factor. It factors into why we need a concentrated investment in this area.
You say we need all the killing to stop in our community. That's not gonna happen. We too far. It's like you've been on a line so long going crooked. You can't straighten that line.
What's the issue, my people? They fought for us to be equal. Now we kill our own people. Strive to live life illegal for cars, money, and clothes. Hoping the hood gon' see you. Need to figure it out for all the BS we've been through. Cause this mess can't continue. They got us on the menu, in the belly of the beast, but the answer's within you. And it's time for a change, a spread love campaign. And it starts in our hearts, so spread love.
Just read the news today. Crime is on the uprise. Another war has been waged. Do we even know what we're fighting for? Things ain't like they used to be. There's such division in our community, but I still believe. Yeah, it's not too late to make a change. People, you got to know, yeah. People, we've been on this road too long. It's time to wake up. Wake up. No time for quitting. You gotta stay strong. Gonna get better. Gonna get better. We'll come together and spread some love. Spread some love all around. Spread this love around. Hey, young man standing on the corner, a gun in his hands, cause that's all he knows. Since just walking that street late at night, cause a baby need diapers and clothes. Got to find a way to make a change. Lend a hand to every woman and man. Stop all this violence in the street. Find a way to love each other in peace. Whoa,
It's just a sad day within the community because even on the other side, they catch the killer to the person. They lose a father figure, they lose a person they family. So it's a no-win within our community.
People just don't understand the devastation that it leaves behind. In the beginning, when I first lost my son, you know, everybody was wanting to talk to me and do interviews and do this and do that, but I was in shock. And it's like they play on our hurt. But I really want to let the people know that as the years go by, the hurt gets deeper. And every day that I watch the news and another young black man is killed, it's like salt is poured in that open wound. And I can't really get my life going. You know, my son has a son that's 24 years old. He's caught up in the system already. He's got some problems. He's got things going on that are affecting him from the day he was born. Time doesn't cure it. Nothing cures losing a child. And I want everybody to understand that and stop sugarcoating it, because don't sugarcoat it. Don't tell people it's going to be okay, because it's not.
A lot of craziness going around here. And when people come in and confide in us as barbers and everything, it's a hard pill to swallow sometimes. It's a hard pill to swallow sometimes. If we don't, we got to be knowledgeable enough and mature enough to at least get the best information and advice we can.
I was sitting in my office not too long ago and listening to the radio and listening to just all the nonsense that was going on, all the brokenness. And I wondered, am I doing enough? Am I touching enough lives? God, is it really making a difference? And all I can honestly do is trust that it is. All I can do is trust it.
Brother, oh, that's far too many of you died, yeah. Stop the violence, stop the violence. Rise up, Kansas City. Stop the violence, stop the violence. Rise up, stop the violence. Rise up, Kansas City. Rise up, Kansas City.
We are here today to recognize people and look them in the face. The person that killed the other person, some part of them was already dead. Some part of them had already been violated. So you may ask yourself, what does rape or any other type of violence have to do with the murders? Because violence begets violence. So recognize the walking dead before they kill one of your neighbors, or children, or you.
We at the Smoke the Tires, Not Your Homie. I said that right. Smoke the Tires, Not Your Homie event. Here's an event where we allow people to spin their car, show up your car, and look, try to end the violence here live in Kansas City. If it was your mama, you would want somebody to say something. So look, let's stop this violence and get on a different movement, man. We all people in this. This is a community. We all need to do this together.
The Smoky Tires, Not Your Homies was a positive anti-stop the violent movement, and it's been working. We did it for 8 consecutive weeks with no shootings. For them to come and shut it down the way they did was like total disrespectful. They came with tactical units. They came in like it was a raid or something. Like we was down there having a shootout or something. They came with so much force, and they say we could have came in a lot harder. But my thing was the kids had never seen no guns until the police came and pulled guns on us. So they basically destroyed everything we built within 30 minutes. You know what I mean? After 9 weeks of having fun with the police, and then they came. So when they came and kicked in the daycare. That's how I felt.
Men nowadays, they don't have any role models. You can't use it as an excuse, but that does somewhat play a role in it because they don't have anything showing them how to do it right. Exactly. The one who's been the breadwinner has been their mom. Now, a lot of these men, their moms baby them up until they're, 30, 40? They buy their food, buy everything for them, so they're still living with their mom. So then by the time they're 20, they have a kid, but they're still being taken care of by their mom. So now their mom has another kid. So it's like, okay. Perpetual. Exactly. So my mom is the one that's raising me. My grandma's the one that's raising me. These men aren't really nothing. The father, right? Exactly.
We as young boys between the ages of 13 and 16, at them times in the 80s, was searching for a father figure. And right as we were looking, guess who came to Kansas City? LA. Brothers from out of LA came through. A lot of people think that these guys came with drugs and guns and said, here you go. No. What our men have to understand is these brothers came in and mentored us first. Gave us a little bit of money, bought us stuff, made us feel good about ourselves. We didn't know we was poor until they came and with all this money. And they spent time with us. Now after 6 months to a year of that, then they were able to trust us, so to speak, with the products. And these guys came along and they look like big brothers to us and mentor, father figures.
When you have a city full of young people with no guidance, without elders and spiritual folks and business folks to reach out to them, that's what you get. You get chaos.
It ain't so much, you got major gangs and things, but you also got groups of folk who just get together, and then they hang out for so long. Next thing you know, they a group and they got a banner that they running up under. You know, and there's definitely money circulating, but how it's being funneled and who ends up with it and how it's channeled, that's a whole nother story. But it's definitely circulating. Because how do you think they paying for their blunts and booze? You know? How do you think they eating? Somebody got to be feeding them, you know? They not eating air.
If you drop out of school and you ain't got no inkling of an idea where you gonna get your next dollar by going to work, and if you don't do that, then you're gonna have to steal. And if you start stealing, you're gonna get caught. And when you get caught, you're going to jail. I went to prison when I was 20 years old. And I got out when I was 58. I did 38 years. Today, the county jails, they're not no joke. 15, 20 people in the cell, it's nasty, it's filthy. I mean, it's not even fit for an animal to live in right now.
Sorry to say, often it plays coffins and graves, lost in the freight price of the game, caution for strays, caught in the maze, part of the blame, pride shapes a lane, government's a gang, but you think you bang, legislation change for rich the gang, taxes only raise, brothers only die, that's what they want, you believe in lies, even though change coming slow, I was always taught slow, me to know, so before we go, let's understand what we going for, other side of the coin, it's strong people when we join, add a little love, shake a little grudge, we can start reaping and sowing. Man, let's leave this violence alone, man. Brother to brother, man.
Brothers, won't you help me sing it one time, yeah? People, we've been on this road too long. It's time to wake up. No time for quitting. You got to stay strong. And spread some love.
What I say to the children that don't have fathers, like I'll say find you a responsible mentor or something like that. You know, get in the Boys and Girls Club or YMCA, and just try to stay positive. Pretty much you stuff about it.
And what about the mother?
What about the mothers?
Yes.
What would I say to the mothers? Yes. Good luck. It's gonna be a long ride. You know, they got to stay strong and everything. You know.
Because they, like say, 17, 18-year ride, isn't it?
Yeah, my mother was a single parent, you know, so good luck, you know. It's only for the strong, you know. God bless you, you know, kids. So that means you're strong.
I think it's more of a pressure on ourselves than it is even a pressure on our children, but it's more so of a financial strain and mental. I rely on my village. You know, I'm a firm believer in it takes a village to raise a child. So my village raised me. It wasn't just my mom and my dad. I've lived with my grandmother from 12. You know, my brother, my aunts are a big part. They're like second mothers to me. And my mom's awesome. She's amazing. But my family is even more amazing because when she couldn't, they could. When he couldn't, they could. So if there's something that you feel like you're lacking as a mother or even as a father, reach out. You know, closed mouth don't get fed. So if you can't do it, your community should be able to help you with that, and there's resources out there for that.
Young people got a mentoring program called Males to Men. They got about 50 youth, and so our mission is to raise strong, conscious, productive young men and reestablish accountable and productive leadership in the community. We teach them, you know, what it means to be a man, essentially, and entrepreneurship. And so with this endeavor here, it teaches them how to be a man and how to plant food and give back to the community all in one. A lot of them are from single-parent homes, but it takes a community, and so there's uncles, there's brothers, there's grandfathers who can step in and do the role, and so I don't necessarily blame it on being a single-parent home. Like I said, there's a lot of men in the community who can step up and help out and pitch in and do what they can. When you go to the clubs, it's full of men. You go to the churches, it's got men in there. I mean, there's a lot of institutions and organizations that have men there, but they're not sitting up and doing their part. Everybody has a part to play, and so I'm just doing mine.
I always say to stop snitching, start telling. And people don't understand what the snitching part is. So snitching was originally started because stop snitching on me if you get caught. So it was a hustler's code, you know what I mean? Don't snitch on me and I won't snitch on you if we get caught hustling, getting money. And never was it pertaining to killing. We gotta tell on these killers. We ain't snitching, we have to stand up and tell on these killers. These killers, once they kill once, they will kill again. And most of them are not killing over anything that's even worth even dying over. They killing over Facebook beef. They killing over words. They killing over little rap songs. They killing because somebody done slept with their little girlfriends. They killing because somebody stole their gun. They are not killing for nothing that stands for anything that you would think somebody would have to die for. So we need to stand up as a city and start telling on them straight up.
Man, we are killing each other out there. I'm an ex-felon, okay? I spent 36 years out of my life in prison. I got multiple offenses involving violence, use of handguns, and all these other type of things. So I know what causes the violence out here on the streets. Man, it is futile to keep talking about trying to stop violence if you're not going to do something about the free flow of guns that's in our community.
Violence is violence and excuses is excuses. So when we talk about the elements that happen in the inner city, we're talking about elements that are being ultimately driven majority by folks that live in that inner city area. So when we're talking about murders, it's us killing ourselves. Self-determination dictates that I don't want to kill nobody that looks like me because now I can grow an army or a network and I can be more sufficient. So when I talk to cats about the violence, I just want to be honest. Do we have to stop killing ourselves? It is no excuse for it. It is no excuse to say, well, I ain't got no money, that's why I ran up on dude, because we running up on dude in the same economically stressed condition. So if we actually want to stop the violence, we have to start addressing the root causes, which goes back to lack of education, lack of social network, lack of community connectors. And all of this has everything to do with self-determination.
Did you finish school?
No.
Did you finish school?
No.
Did you finish school?
Mm-hmm.
Why did you drop out of school?
Didn't have no support system, behind on credits.
Okay. Was there a man at home for you?
No, sir.
Student retention, you know, we had students coming in and out, in and out. We had issues with students fighting. Kids would fight on a regular basis. The disciplinary issues were horrible. We had kids here that no one ever listened to. We had kids here that, as you started to, you know, peel back the layers of the onion with each one of them, they had issues at home that I don't think I could have ever dealt with. You know, in the first month of the school year, I had 2 students, separate households. Both of them lost their father. I don't know if I could actually deal with, you know, the situations they're dealing with. You know, and in that same 24-hour period, one of the students here was killed in a parking lot. And so you start thinking through, why is this happening? What's going on? And what are they having to deal with? So I make them understand, and I'm going to listen. And even though I may not side with them every time, they know I'm going to listen. And if you can get that level of confrontation to just drop, if you can get kids to understand, it ain't that big a deal. Calm down. The one thing I know is working in here, love, honor, respect. I respect you, so respect me.
Hey there, black man, you ain't gotta be a victim. Rise up. Rise up. You can go chase your dreams, just get up and get them. Rise up. Rise up. And I know what you gotta face every day, but still you can rise up. Rise up. Martin Luther King and Malcolm X died just so you can rise up. Rise up. Hey there, black man, you ain't gotta be a victim. Rise up. Rise up. You can go chase your dreams, just get up and get them. Rise up. And I know it's hard, but anything is possible with God. Rise up. Rise up. Why you think Garvey fought so hard just so you can rise up?
You have to be really mentally strong to endure all that, because it's so easy to succumb to drugs and alcohol, you know, when you don't feel like you're being given a fair shake after you've served your time. It's so easy to go back to doing what you normally would do. And you have to have some type of spiritual foundation to keep you sane in a world like this, because everything is at your disposal. And it's easy to throw away your life in a matter of seconds with the wrong decisions.
I don't really believe in using prison as a scare tactic for young people today, because reality is this: none of them were scared of that. I wasn't scared of that. One of the reasons was I knew I was going to go join family members and friends when I got there. They had already been warehousing all of my family and friends. And so going to prison is like a family reunion for a lot of us that grew up how I had to grow up. So it could never be used as a threat or as a scare tactic, when what's scary about you sending me down there where my people is at?
These young people are in survival mode 24 hours a day. And then you got to make them feel safe enough, not only to remove the mask, but how to find themselves and be themselves. And one of the things I tell young people is this: if you're pretending to be something, that means everybody that's following you is only following you for who you're pretending to be. I said, the only way you're going to know who's really with you is be who you be yourself.
It's going to take the young people making up their minds themselves, but the elders can help them do that by reaching out to them and letting them know, I don't want to isolate you. I want to make you a part of this. Show them a role that they can play in this community rather than being the inmate.
A lot of them is selling their soul. You know, you got women out here, they selling it. You know, guys is selling it. They selling it at the store. The preachers is selling it. The politicians is selling it. Everybody's selling something. They selling hopes. They selling dreams. They selling schemes. They selling ideas. They selling information. They selling their children. They selling narcotics. You know, everybody got something. Everybody's on the market. It's hard to tell them to stop wanting. That's what it is. And so they don't realize that they're fodder. They don't realize that they are the fuel for the system. You know, they don't realize that they just back up out the system and don't play the game, that the system will defunct. It'll shut down.
People just really need to get it together and realize that life not a joke. Like, all the killing makes no sense. Like, we need to raise our children right and just, you know, start trying to live a little better. But the kind of player, the government play a part with it too, because they don't want to see us up that way they at. They want to just see us poor all day.
If y'all really want to help the community, y'all need to just post up in the neighborhood, just like these young fellas do. Post up in the neighborhood. I used to be a post up guy, but on the wrong side of the street. But right about now, yeah, we tired of losing everybody to this nonsense. You know what I'm saying? This is Dog hit and run. Years ago, unsolved homicide. I got a few more, but I got another hoodie. It's just, you know, what can
it's real.
What can we do?
So the way that the system's set up now, we already know that it's something wrong, and there's a change that has to take place. So the only way that we're going to be able to do that is if us females inspire the black man to rise, to come alive. However, if we never put it in check or we never help, then it's not going to change. God did not create us to be separate. God did not create us to have this, we have this, and somebody else has that, and just leave it at that. So it goes much deeper than just what we see in the physical right now. It's spiritually, mentally, then physically. So that's the only way we're going to be able to change.
God has called us to be leaders in our home and leaders in our community, leaders in the world. But He has not called us to do it by ourselves. His desire is to walk with us each and every day. We understand, Father, that fatherhood is the foundation of family, Lord. And there have been many times, Father, where we didn't step up to the occasion and be what You've called us to be. And many of us are seeing the results and the consequences of not standing up, Father, while our communities and our children are running wild and rampant, Father. There's murders and disrespect, senseless acts of crime, no regards for other people and no regards for You. That the lives that we live, Father, in this world will have an impact on those that are coming up behind us, Lord. We understand that You are God, that nothing is impossible, and You can take a few folks and do a whole lot. So even now, we pray that You would stir the hearts of these men here up, Father. Oh, Father, give them the mindset and the willingness and the passion, Father, that burns on the inside, that causes them to step up to the plate, Father, and be the man that you've called them to be. And if nobody else in this world wants to do it, Father, you will take this handful of men. Use us to your glory, Lord.
Gary Cutchlow, Kimberly Miles, Boyd Vincent.
Let those names be the reason that we go forth from these doors and fight for change.
Carbon Williams, Richard Cushingberry.
Fight for life and fight for hope.
Derek Green, Tashari Nelson.
Not just for today, but for tomorrow.
Derek Campbell, Diane Strong.
Let those names be the reason why we join in unity, not as just the police department, not as just each individual organization, but together as one. For no matter how long this road is, survival is needed. And not just survival, but life, and life more abundantly, which was given to us. Jump in the fight, and I mean fight like your life is dependent on it, because it is. Because the survival of this community depends on it. And don't give up, and don't give up hope. Never give up.
Black on black crime, shootings in the street, losing respect for one another, losing respect for ourselves. Rise up, Kansas City. Rise up and stop the violence. Rise up and show some respect. Rise up, Kansas City. It's a brand new day.